What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the RGR Football channel here on YouTube. My name is Daniel Harms. Today we get to talk a little bit about what I mentioned on Monday about the surprise over this last month of this defense. Now, specifically, it's really going under the radar because I think people are really noticing the play from individual players like Willie Gay, the impact that Melvin Ingram has had, how L'Jarius Sneed, Rashad Fenton have played over the course of the last month. Juan Thornhill is allowing all of this stuff to happen too because he's trusted out there as a deep safety, and he hasn't had to make a whole lot of plays because the corners are playing so well. But underneath all of that, the root and the core of this defense that we're seeing, the reason they've gotten to so many more situations that are third and long and things like that, is because the run defense over the last month has been astronomically better than what we're used to seeing. In the last month, before the bye week, they were top 4 in the NFL in yards allowed per game. Over the course of the last 4 games they played, it's been 81.5 rush yards allowed per game, which is way better than league average. Also, they've only allowed 1 rush over 15 yards in that 4-game stretch. It was the 31-yarder, the Tony Pollard. We all remember that crazy, unique design where they had Dak Prescott coming around the back, and Pollard faked it to him. That was the only time that any team has rushed for over 15 yards a pop against this defense. They have been very, very good, okay? And it comes down to you're finally seeing Jarran Reed come out and play a little bit more. You're seeing linebackers be clean at the point of attack to be able to get downhill. Nick Bolton has helped that a lot too. Even playing the Sam, he's had some impact on the game. So let's go ahead and get into some of the tape because this is a lot of fun for people like me to go through, and I'm hoping you guys get as much out of it because you typically just don't think about the run defense, especially with Spags, who doesn't necessarily care about the run defense. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, this is a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoy being able to see the fruits of the impact the Chiefs are having. The Dallas Cowboys talked about it actually. They talked about how the Chiefs punched them in the mouth and they were just unable to respond. I don't know what this is and why they're showing up, but go away. Discord and all that stuff. So look at that. This is another one of those wide zone concepts that the Chiefs like to run too. And you can tell based off of the running back turning all the way to the sideline, it's impossible for him to get back here. So you don't have to read too much. You can just kind of go. He's not going to get back to the spot. So again, they're doing a very good job of getting to it and not letting them come back around. Just keep watching it because you're going to see, Willie Gay do a good job getting downhill, getting off that block, not necessarily getting off of it, but just pushing players down. Okay, this is one of those things that we've talked about ad nauseum. The linebackers being better against the run. So you see, you have 2 linebackers here, Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. Okay. These are your 2 linebackers right here. It's second down, so you're essentially in a nickel package. And I've mentioned before how the Chiefs go to nickel with these 2 linebackers, and they can still use L'Jarius Sneed as a pseudo linebacker. It helps them in the run defense as well because he's a physical guy that can do some things in the run game, which not a lot of slot cornerbacks slash safeties can do. So it definitely helps being able to do that. But this is the more important part of this, okay? You're going to see the reason right down here. I don't know why it's flickering like that, but you have, the Billy Price getting to the second level, but Chiefs got defensive players looking, okay? You see, he's looking for the football. This is the important part. If you can keep your at least one linebacker clean here, which it doesn't necessarily work because he's going to eventually get to him, but if you can let him be the one to make the decision on what happens to him, you're going to be able to make plays. Okay, and both of them get around underneath their blocks. That's just as important because Nick Bolton's getting better at shedding those blocks. He's getting better at finding ways underneath him, around him, and just using his arms. That's what I want you to see for Nick Bolton. So watch him as he comes downhill to meet the center, okay? Right here. Using his arms. He's extending his arms. One, not letting the center get inside of him to block him because he's obviously trying to hook him and turn him to the outside here. But again, the extension allows him to fight back underneath, back into this hole. And again, you have Chris Jones coming down. And then you have Willie Gay being able to get there first and slow everything up. That's team defense right there. Getting to the block, you've got Ward, you've got a safety coming down. Being able to play solid defense like that against the run. Yeah, the Giants aren't a great run team. We know that. But again, it's about preventing the big plays, especially on second down like that. They were able to prevent them from getting into a third and manageable situation. That's what it all comes down to, because the Chiefs run on second and long too. We've seen that come from time to time. But they were able to get them into a third and long situation, which allows their defense to really pin their ears back, get the best players in the best situations to succeed, and that's when you see it all come together. They had a little bit more difficulty with the Green Bay Packers. They have a much better run scheme. They have a much better offensive line. But you still found some plays where, like Willie Gay jumping off the screen. It's so much fun. Like, they were able to gang tackle here, but he's seeing things much quicker. Willie Gay is seeing things much, much quicker. So he's going to get downhill on a dime here. So what does that do? This guy who's supposed to be lead blocking, he sees a linebacker coming. This guy does too. So they both end up turning on to Willie Gay, who's coming down fast. And again, this is another one of those wide zones, trying to get to the zone. They're going to get all the way to the outside. You turn two guys to the inside. What does that do? The attention of Willie Gay, the speed, is what draws them here. So what? That allows you to have a defensive back fill properly to the gap to make sure that he can't get outside. Then you have Mike Dana fighting across his block, and he's going to help force all this back inside. And then you have guys on the back end, the backside pursuit, all knowing their responsibilities. Like, see, look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Where's he going? He's got nowhere to go, so he tries to reverse field. Okay, he almost gets there, but again, all of that reversal, it doesn't matter. You have guys with speed too. Aaron Jones is a very good running back. A.J. Dillon is a very good running back. They're able to do an excellent job here of preventing him from getting to the outside. Initial burst from Willie Gay, okay, forces two guys who should be lead blocking to get there. And then a good job of Dana, Chris Jones, Alex Okafor, all coming down here, okay? Then you have Rashad Fenton just coming all the way across the play to make a play. Team defense. Sound understanding your positions, making a big play initially, because while he doesn't make anything happen, like I said, he forces two blockers to come off of come off their blocks, which allows Rashad Fenton to get downhill, prevent him from getting anywhere, and then you have backside pursuit. All of it is a culmination of everything we've been preaching about this defense. They're doing a better job, like I said, of seeing the football. Things that happened earlier in the season, they couldn't stop the run very well because they couldn't find the football. You're seeing finally Nick Bolton and Willie Gay make a positive impact on the run game because they're finding the football. They're finding these lanes downhill. They're getting downhill quickly, and they're allowing everybody else to do their jobs because of that small little thing that they do fast. They play fast at downhill. They can do that, and that helps everything motor along. So important for the team defense to be able to do that. And like I said, A.J. Dillon, a very, very good back in his own right on this Green Bay Packers team. Obviously, without Aaron Rodgers, that adds a different dynamic. You just want to stop the run. But Melvin Ingram making an appearance here, okay? This is textbook just understanding where you are on the field, who's blocking you, and what you need to do. Just watch him as he disposes of the block from the tight end here. He just makes him miss extremely, goes around him. He knows that his speed, his quickness can get to the running back. He's just got to force force the tight end to come downhill because it's all about pressing. So he's going to press early, okay? Press early. You see Mercedes Lewis try and get to his inside so we can hook him to the outside and just swim over, okay? Obviously, you also have Tershawn Wharton making an impact. When you can have your backup players like Tershawn Wharton, who's a backup 3-tech at this point for Chris Jones, playing alongside Chris Jones. Okay, again, something else that they do very well. Finally, starting to add more of bringing Willie Gay down. Okay, if you bring him down, make this one-on-one, not a double team, and allow Tershawn Wharton then to work one-on-one. He can use his speed, quickness, and his strength now to advantage and leverage this center, which he does. He does a good job of it. It creates one-on-ones in situations like that. Like, look at him just dispose of the center. Had nothing that he could have done. But this is the kind of stuff that I was asking for more. If you guys remember a few weeks before this winning streak started, I wanted to see more simulated, linebacker pressures, okay? And what that does is, like you said, you walk Willie Gay up to the offensive line. Because he has the speed and the strength necessary to play as almost a pseudo edge defender, he becomes a player you have to account for. You cannot double team if you're looking to double team, and it creates these one-on-one situations. So you have the right side of the offensive line, which is going to then be double team here because Chris Jones requires that. But if you were to bring him down, guess what? It's one-on-one, and that would create more blocking situations, more problems. But again, this is all about creating advantages for your side, okay? So now you see 1, 2, 3. That's a win for the Chiefs because you're not getting a double team on the left side. And that means that Tershawn Wharton can do a better job. He's not going to get boxed out here because of what you're trying to do is just double to this and just close out. And everyone blocked down that way. So you're opening this A gap for A.J. Dillon, okay? They make it so it's not possible because that's what they want to do. Chris Jones crashes down. Tershawn Wharton comes inside, outside, back to the running back. Melvin Ingram does a good job of setting the tight end up inside, and he comes back around, and this goes nowhere because he's got nowhere to go. It's all about, like I said, all understanding the situations that you're playing in, and when you bring that linebacker down, you get that one-on-one situation, and Wharton understands where the block's going, what he's trying to do, gets him inside, goes back to the outside, and then Melvin Ingram, great job of setting up that tight end. Like, watching everyone understand what they're doing on run defense is definitely a more impactful thing that I had anticipated happening this season. The Raiders game was a blowout from, probably the third quarter, but at the halftime it was 17-7, I think, or 14, or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was still a close-ish game. So they ran the ball. They still ran the ball. They tried to anyway. They couldn't do much of anything in this game, but this brings up a very important part of what's making the Chiefs so successful, specifically in the run game and the short passing game lately. It's tackling. Early in the season, they were starting Dan Sorensen, and a lot of guys were missing tackles. Even Snead, for that matter, was missing a lot of tackles early in the season. You watch him right here, making sure tackles. He's been tackling everybody in open field all of the last 4 months. So what you see here is Dan Sorensen actually doing a good job. Force the running back outside, okay? Because you have help here, you're going to have help here. Now, he doesn't get there quick enough, and the defensive end isn't quite there to be able to make this play. But ideally, less athletic running backs hug a little bit closer to this offensive lineman, and you can get that tackle. But he bounces it outside, and Frank Clark does a good job of trying to. But you're now in a one-on-one situation, typically where our running back can win with this cornerback. But Snead's short area quickness and his tackling has been so good over the course of the last month that, look, he just attacks. He knows where he's going. He waited for Josh Jacobs to set him up that way, and then he attacked to the outside. He knows he wants to get to the outside because in this situation here, okay, right here, where's his most successful path to the end zone? It's right here. He can't cut this back inside because you're always going to have help guys chasing. So understanding the situation where you're going is Snead's like, okay, he's going to slow play it. He's going to let him set him up on the inside, and then he's just going to attack as soon as he makes that cut back to the outside. That's beautiful anticipation, understanding where you are in the field, where he thinks his best path to success is to the outside, tackling in the open field. Excellent job understanding. Like, this is next level stuff. This is contributors at every single level. Defensive end, defensive line, linebackers, and the corners and safeties are all doing their job to create a better run defense than we've seen over the course of the first half of the season. Like I said, this last 4 months, they've been exceptional in run defense, which is, like I said, not being talked about enough. And that's why I thought that it was important to do this video over the course of the last month, because even against the Raiders, who love to run multiple tight end sets and a fullback, this is essentially, it's 21 personnel. They got 2 running backs and a tight end. So it's still a big set, which you can bring that fullback out to be another tight end. You can do whatever you want with it. So out of 21 personnel, the Chiefs they're in their base. They got their 3 linebackers, but the success once again comes through. They're pulling guys, but Derrick Nnadi's not getting movement, or not getting pushed back. Defensive end, coming down. Like, you funnel into this situation to where the running back has nowhere to go. Okay? That's what they're doing, and they're all flowing in the right direction. So this is a 2-yard gain on, what was it, first down? No, they didn't show me it. Just want to see the first down. So this is 1st and 10. So yeah, all about funneling it properly. Linebackers are flowing. I still think that Nick Bolton should be the Mike linebacker. Allows him to be less hesitant where he's lining up. But like Alex Okafor, not a guy who's going to give you a lot of juice on pass rush anymore, but he's a physical defensive end. Like, they're trying to open this up, and you're doing everything you can to fill properly. So again, fighting across the face from Willie Gay. That's it right there. So what comes through the play is the backside, the Will linebacker here. Okay, comes all the way across, fights across that block, and is able to create a not negative play, but a small gain. Okay, everyone does their job. Yeah, they get funneled. They want to pull the lineman, bring the fullback. I'd like to see the linebackers attack a little bit quicker. You see, he's moving sideways. Bolton's not moving yet. Like, you need to be able to identify. So what Willie Gay does is he sees this guy coming, but he also knows that you have a vacated now, a puller. He's going to pull across, make the play. Willie Gay's impact on the run defense has been literally one of the most impressive things from his play. Outside of the Cowboys game where he was all over the field in run defense and pass defense, he was doing it all. His impact and his speed and recognition in the run game has really impacted everything from start to finish. So this is the very first play of the game from the Dallas Cowboys game. We kind of assumed they were going to try to establish the run a little bit, especially without Amari Cooper, and they wanted to get their offensive line a bit more comfortable with some backups in that. So yeah, I think we all kind of assumed that we would see a little bit more run game from them, and that's what they tried to do. Chiefs were ready for it. Okay, they did an excellent job in this game, but this is the part that I like to see. Again, Nick Bolton attacking downhill. It's what he does best. So you bring a wide receiver from right to left, and then you have your Sam linebacker come down. If he's not here at the snap, you're not going to account for him. So Nick just goes, right? Like he's just going. You have another guy in Travarius Ward who was unaccounted for because he was on CeeDee Lamb and he moved over, so he's able to come down and run support too. So look, he's even motioning out, like, I'm going to go take him. Okay. And then they snap the ball, and then, what happens? It's confusion. So this simulated pressure, he tried to communicate with McGovern here. He tried to say that I'm going to take him, so you're going to have to slide down. That didn't happen. Here comes, Frank Clark. Here comes Nick Bolton. But look, there's no movement. There's no movement here. Like, there's a nice little bubble. Like, if this was a pass protection, that'd be cool. But there's not. So you have guys that can come in now that are unblocked. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5, maybe 6. 1, 2. I see a helmet. 3, 4, 5, 6 Chiefs players here. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 6 taking up 7. So you have unaccounted for players. When your numbers work out that way, that's how you win on defense. That's how you're able to create better matchups for you. Jarran Reed not getting pushed out by the double. You have, Chris Jones doing everything in the middle here. Again, creating all of this space and pressure. Melvin Ingram doing a good job again. He gets a tight end, but still, you got to get in there. Force all this stuff to happen. They're doing an excellent job, like I said, of being in the right positions and understanding the run defense that they need to have. Against the Cowboys, even with their backups, some of the backups in, they were still a very good run offense, and they're still a very good offense, period. They came to play, and they punched them in the mouth over and over and over again, forcing them to just have to run into nothing. Like, look, there's nothing there. This is the part about the defensive tackles that I really wanted to talk about, because they have been some of the most underrated players. We've talked a lot about how Jarran Reed's not living up to his contract in some aspects, but Derrick Nnadi never gets the love, the attention that he should get. But watch this, okay? Both of them are going to get doubled, okay? You have your defensive tackles getting doubled. That's typically what they want. They want to create push to get to the linebacker, whoever it's going to be, whichever one's going to be. So they're all trying to get from here to the linebacker, okay? But look at him fight this off. Look at him get low, sink those hips, and be immovable. And Derrick Nnadi coming across the face, like he's not getting moved either. This is how you defeat doubles. It's how you're very good in the run defense. And you look at Mike Dana condensing down too, all of this space. But this is like I said, the most important part is when you have gaps. You have gaps. You have gaps. They're being taken up. There's no movement across the line here. Where's the running back going? Maybe around here, but again, you've got Mike Dana showing here, so Ezekiel has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go. And then Derrick Nnadi comes off. He comes off with Jarran Reed, and they all get that defensive help. The doubles, defeating doubles, is a key component in defeating the power run game. It's a key component in playing run defense, and they're doing an excellent job of eating doubles. Look at the jab. I want you to just watch Derrick Nnadi. I'm going to replay this play. Watch the jab on the center from Derrick Nnadi. He dislodges him completely. Boom. Backward. He has got so much power, and he doesn't get moved in the run game almost ever. And this, like I say, this right here is the beauty. Okay? It's how you play good run defense. It's how you continue to play good run defense. When you're able to take double teams, two guys on 4, and you win. That is down. It's dirty. That's how the Chiefs defense has been playing over the course of the last month. And then when you add all of it together and then you put Chris Jones back at 3 tech, it all just sings. It just sings. He's the key component to everything. He can play the run defense, but this is where you're able to just be everywhere all the time and create such negative plays. Like this is a zone block, okay? They're all blocking down. So everyone's going down. Chris Jones sees it. He understands. He sees that first step. He can go against the grain here, be a backside defender. But really, all because Derrick Nnadi. Okay? Showing his face right in the face of Ezekiel Elliott. He's like, I can't get there because of this defensive tackle showing his face. So he reads it, tries to cut back around, but Chris Jones is there. Okay? All about knowing where you're supposed to be. And again, Derrick Nnadi, underrated part. Chris Jones gets the recognition for the tackle for loss. He only gets that because of Derrick Nnadi's ability to fight across the face, find the football. That's what he does. Like that's the most important part of his game. Okay? And that's when it comes down to it, like being able to play run defense soundly and impactfully is going to benefit this Chiefs defense long term, because we've seen it over the course of the last month. When they're at their best, they're able to get after the quarterback, they're creating pressures, and now they're creating sacks and turnovers at the same time. That is the best formula for their defense, okay? That's what it is. They have to find ways to get to those third and long situations. They have to find ways to continuously put their defensive players in the best position to win, and that's in third and long and second and long situations. They can now get after the quarterback with the addition of Melvin Ingram. You have Chris Jones back on the inside, creating havoc and getting after the quarterback with pressures. Frank Clark is healthy. He's playing better, and it all comes back to that run defense. That sets a tone for everybody. You can play solid punch people in the mouth run defense. That gives everybody a boost on defense. It gives your entire defense that essence of, look, we're here to play. We're going to have some swagger. And that's part of why their swagger's back. It's because they're playing hard-nosed run defense, and it all starts at those defensive tackle positions. Jarran Reed, Chris Jones, Tershawn Wharton, and Derrick Nnadi all playing extremely well, impacting run defense, allowing the linebackers to get downhill quickly and seal it off. So important to their entire defense. It's getting everyone up. It's getting me amped up watching them play. I'm hoping it's getting you guys amped up. And so what I want you to do for the Denver Broncos game on Sunday Night Football, what one defensive player not named Chris Jones has the most impact on how this game turns out. I want to see who it is, what you think they're going to do, stats, whatever you got. I want to see them down in the comments. Let's have some fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy this. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.